What's going on, guys? It's been about 2 weeks since Fat Shark dropped the Big Bounce beta, and at the time where it originally started, I made a couple videos kind of going over what was new and for talents and weapons, yada yada yada. And 2 weeks in now, and some things have been changed, so I'm basically just going to do one giant update video for the talents and the weapons to kind of show you guys what's new and what's been changed. So starting with Ranger Veteran here, his passive Ale Drop talent now, instead of giving movement speed, gives 3% damage reduction, stacking up to 3 times, lasting for 300 seconds. The Smoke Buff talent, the ultimate down here, the amount of health you get per tick was 8. It has been decreased to 3, but it has also been combined with the attack speed talent to kind of make one giant super talent. And they also brought back Ranger's Parting Gift, which is the free bomb talent, pretty much, which a lot of people like. So that's Ranger Veteran for you. Next up, we have Unchained. First things first, her health cooldown ability, the one where she rapidly loses health instead of overcharging. The amount of health you lose has been increased from 2.5 to 5 per tick, so you lose double the health, essentially. Fuel for the Fire has also been brought back, but the duration has been increased to 15 seconds. And then Fire Aura has been given additional damage on top of the kind of weak damage over time that it had. And it's kind of been combined with the big stagger talent that was there. So now you have a staggering effect and kind of a big damage thing going on with Fire Aura. And that's Unchained. Next up we have Bounty Hunter. First up for him, Last Power Shot. The duration for this one has been increased from 10 to 15 seconds now. Party Movement Speed buff has been lowered from 20% to 10% increased movement speed. Melee Kill Reload has the added effect of killing an elite while out of ammunition, restores 20% of max ammo. And then down here, Bounty Hunting. For every target Victor kills, he gets a permanent 20% faster cooldown rate. This used to be 10% and it has been increased to 20% now. Here we have Ironbreaker. Block Party Power Buff. The duration for each stack used to be 5 seconds and has now been increased to 10 seconds. And they also brought Tunnel Fighter back, except they lowered it to 10 seconds instead of 13 seconds now. Experiencing quite a bit of changes lately is our guy Foot Knight. They have restored Havathi, which is a very good talent. I like that one a lot. Rock of the Reichland, the aura has been doubled in size for damage reduction and block cost reduction. That's Bloody Teamwork has been moved to the spot where Defensive Formation used to be. That talent is gone, which I'm happy for. They also got rid of Damage Soak and replaced it with Tag Team, which is Kruber gains 10% increased power. The closest ally to Kruber gains 50% damage reduction and 10% increased power. Passive aura no longer affects allies. And then Stagger cooldown decrease was just moved to where That's Bloody Teamwork used to be. Next to be changed a little bit is Handmaiden. If you guys will remember, she had a instant revive talent here that has been changed. Ariel's Benison now, you get a 50% increased revive speed, and when you pick a teammate up, they get 20 health. So it's not an instant revive, it's just a really fast revive, and they get a little bit of permanent health. So that's pretty cool. Her block attack speed talent now works when you push as well as block, so that's nice. Blade Dancer has been restored, and I don't believe it said it in the patch notes, but I have kind of noticed that they maybe buffed this, so I don't know if they did actually. This actually does more damage or it just ticks faster, but it seems to perform a little better, which is cool. And then also Power from Pain has been brought back, and the crit chance has been increased to 15 seconds long instead of 10 seconds. The most recently reworked character is actually the Huntsman for Kruber. So he's actually got a new passive ability called Sure Shot. So every 50 meters moved generates a stack of Sure Shot, making the next ranged hit count as a headshot. Max stacks 10. Headshots don't consume Sure Shot. Interesting. Then down here, free shots is a new talent. Every third ranged hit makes the next shot consume no ammo. This one replaces the old talent of maim, which you would do 30% more damage when a monster was under half health or something. Not all that great. This one, I believe, is a little bit better. And then you have power headshot down here, also a new one. Ranged headshots grant 5% power for 10 seconds, max 4 stacks. Very nice if you like to shoot. Fast track, also very new. Lower movement required for sure shot by 30%. So instead of needing to travel 50 meters to get a stack of sure shot, you only need to go 35 meters. How cool is that? Then down here, making it look easy replaces Master Huntsman, which gave you damage reduction when you killed a monster, like 30% damage reduction when you killed a monster, and I think 3% if there wasn't a monster. Kind of a weird talent, but this one replaces that, which is cool. And then Longshanks, you get the 10% movement speed, and then killing a special reduces your damage taken by 10%, stacks up to 3 times, and if you take a hit, each hit you take removes a stack, so you can, lose them, make it back. Kind of an interesting idea. A little bit of a tankness for Huntsman, that's cool. And then this ult down here, Reset. Reset reduces the cooldown of Prowl by 30%, and entering Prowl grants max stacks of sure shot. So you'll just be at 10, you'll have you'll be able to shoot as much as you want pretty much and not consume any ammo. So there you go. There's new Huntsman for you. Here we have some minor tweaks to Shade. Specifically, Blood Fletcher now has a 2-second internal cooldown. You can get a bolt back, but only every 2 seconds. And then she's got a different, kind of a new ult down here. Cloak of Mist, basically infiltrate cooldown reduced by 45%. And then after leaving stealth, she gains 100% melee critical strike chance for 4 seconds. No longer grants a damage bonus on attacking. So you don't get the big damage bonus, but you do get 4 seconds of crits and a heavily reduced cooldown on your already not that long ultimate, so that's pretty cool. Also getting a few minor tweaks is Mercenary here. Walk It Off, the damage reduction has been lowered from 40% now down to 25%. And then over here, Ready for Action, this one actually gives temp health now, but the cooldown, which was 45%, is now only 20%. So there you go, that's all the talents. So as far as weapons and actual combat goes, Fat Shark has made a few kind of general tweaks to things. So for starters, if you fail to proc a crit over and over, your chance of doing that, of actually critting, slightly goes up overall. I think that's meant to kind of even out the classes a little bit damage-wise. I think that's a nice little thing. Also, generic damage reduction effects now stack multiplicatively. That's a tough word to say. I had to practice that. Rather than additively, meaning that your damage reduction is going to be just a little bit less. It's going to be harder, if not impossible, to get it to 100%. Because you could do that additively. Also, down there where you see Barden's Gromril armor icon, the buffs will now show up in 2 rows. So if you guys remember, the buffs, if you had a lot of them going on at once, they would get cut off on that one row and you couldn't see everything you had going on. Now you'll be able to see everything, which is cool. Also, crits are now calculated individually now. So I believe it was previously possible, if you kept pushing repeatedly, you could kind of skew the odds for critting in your favor. You cannot do that anymore. And then finally, headshots and crits no longer automatically apply a light stagger effect to enemies, which is, I guess that's something they added in a while ago. Also, all uppercut attacks now have a 10% additional crit chance, down from 20%. Look at that, I hit it. So now getting into the actual weapons themselves, we're going to start with the Grudge Raker here. The ammo has been increased from 14 to 16, as you can see, and the same kind of thing for the blunderbuss. The ammo has been increased from 12 to 16. For our lovely sword and dagger here, they have re-added a 10% crit chance for the 3rd and 4th light attack, the 2nd heavy attack, and the push attack. So that one and that one right there, and that attack all have 10% additional crit chance. And now for Shade's volley crossbow, the ammo has simply been increased to 45 to match Saltspire's. Here we have Sienna's dagger, and they've simply given a 10% crit chance to the 4th light attack on this one. So that little, I missed it, but that little uppercut kind of thing right there. Yeah, that's the one. So this is for both the Mason Shield and Barden's Hammer and Shield, but the 3rd light attack has been given a single target armor-piercing damage profile, same as the push attack, and the push attack now chains into a 3rd light attack, so the new meta right there. Here we have the Tuskor Spear. The base stamina is now 4 again. They lowered it to 3 for a little bit, and now it's back up to 4. I have 2 extra shields built on my gear, so that's why it's 6, but the base is 4 again. And it also gets a normal block cost modifier versus a shield modifier, which just affects how much damage you take inside and outside of the little circle there by the stamina number 4. For the bill hook, the pull action, that one right there, now costs half a stamina when you hit an enemy. As you can see, you don't lose it if you don't hit an enemy. So you can still run faster, but when you're pulling on a Chaos Warrior, half a stamina. For the Axe and Falchion, the push attack now has a linesman modifier instead of a heavy linesman. That attack has slightly less cleave now. For both Saltspire's and Shade's volley crossbows, the cleave modifier has been reduced from 0.3 to 0.2. It was 0.15 before the beta started. For the swift bow, the swift shot, that one, the cleave modifier has been reduced from 0.2 to 0.15. It was 0.1 before the beta, and the charge shot, that one, has been reduced from 0.3 to 0.2. It was 0.15 before the beta. And for all one-handed axes in the game, the light attacks now slow you down to 80% movement speed instead of 85%. So that will be what it looks like when you are light attacking. That's it for me, guys. That's all the changes so far. I'll check back in another 2 weeks and I'll see what's what. But if you like this video, let me know. Give it a like, subscribe, whatever. I work pretty hard on these. I have to edit a lot of scenes together. It's kind of some work, but I like doing it. Hope you guys learned a little something.